Music does this mysterious thing that no one can comprehend, that heals and brings together and brings unity and brings hope.
An estimated 350 million people worldwide suffer from depression. This is 5% of the world's population. 17.6 million Americans over the age of 12 suffer from depression, and approximately 2.8 million of these Americans are adolescents. Mental illness is a serious issue in our society, and it's something worth talking about. Approximately 1 in 5 youths experience a severe mental disorder at some point during their lives. It is common for people, especially teenagers, to be hesitant in voicing their struggles with mental illnesses due to the significance society has placed on social stigmas. As I entered my 3rd year of high school, too many of my friends were already struggling with depression and anxiety and were too afraid to ask for help. As I saw firsthand the damage depression could do, I was inspired to find a way to give people an opportunity to release their emotions in a positive and healthy way. Music and art has always been a way I have coped with conflict and trials throughout my life, and so I decided to look further into using them to help others. Music therapy is the clinical and evidence-based use of music interventions to accomplish individualized goals. It uses musical interaction as a way to express the ideas that are difficult to communicate. I volunteered at the Sounding Joy Music Therapy office, where I filmed therapy sessions with 2 female clients who were disabled. The therapists used the tapes to review and analyze the clients' responses to different techniques and instruments. Music therapy aims to develop potentials and restore functions of the individual so that he or she can achieve a better quality of life. When the music plays, you can immediately see a change in their engagement and their connection to the world and to their surroundings, which is truly a testimony to the power of what music can do. I also taught voice and guitar classes at the Variety School, which is a school that focuses specifically in educating children with learning disabilities. It is not uncommon for adults or children with learning disabilities to struggle with anxiety, depression, or with anger control as a result of the frustrations and the failures they experienced. Throughout my lessons with them, I observed how the children interacted with the music, and I saw a positive shift in the children's attitudes as they realized not only could they listen to music, but they can create it as well. I was also given the opportunity to work with musicians at the Moanalua Gardens Missionary Church.
I've really noticed how music brings people together.
Music has given me just peace to know that it will be okay and that there is something that I'm still passionate about. There's still a lot to be thankful for.
It was my goal to hear their testimonies about how music has affected their lives and how it is a part of them today. It was through this that I realized that I had set out to find a way to help and heal others through music, but as I moved forward in doing so, I was healed myself.
My sophomore year in college, I was actually diagnosed with cancer. And so one of my good friends actually came over to my house often, and we jam out together and we have a lot of fun. And even though I'd have a bad day with chemo or whatever, I'd always have something good to look forward to. Just being able to jam out and sing, and having the worship team at my church also as a good support, and the perfs that we have, a group that meets up every Thursday. It was just really fun for me and a good way for me to be encouraged that I have something to look forward to, even though I don't have the best moments sometimes, but just have something to look forward to and be encouraged by.
It really does something to your soul, your spirit, even your mind, and in really ways that other means can't.
I also had the opportunity to interview art therapist Catherine Ventura and learn how to work with art therapy clients and how art therapy works psychologically. I learned that when we experience trauma, we don't store it in our cerebral cortex. We store it in our reptilian brain or our limbic system. Our limbic system doesn't allow our brain to process the information stored into words due to its basic function of recognizing and acting on our fight or flight instincts. So what art therapy does is it brings the trauma up to our cerebral cortex to process it into words. Catherine had told me that if you want to use art intentionally, you need to set an intention for your work. As we grow older, we start taking on bigger responsibilities. We are in charge of our financial lives and our family lives, and issues like debt and unemployment can become causes of depression amongst young adults. Nearly 12% of Americans between ages 18 and 25 were deemed to be depressed, and within this age group, those who were unemployed were 3 times more likely to be depressed. Depression is a mental illness that can make it hard to even get out of bed, and it takes people out of school and out of the workforce, which could lead to a scarcity of students and workers. My project has shown me that by redirecting the stress and pain through music and art, you can create something beautiful and meaningful out of darkness. By becoming aware of what we can do to cope with depression and anxiety and other mental illnesses, we can better equip ourselves for the times when life isn't the easiest. This project has made me realize that trying to change the community changed me. And in the future, I'd love to work with nonprofits that focus on music and art therapy so that I will be able to be a part of people's journey through coping with mental illnesses.
Well, I've been singing my whole life. I started choir when I was 8 years old and was all the way up through kind of now at 32. Just been singing the whole time, and it's kept me out of a lot of trouble, but it's also helped me to make a lot of strong relationships, as well as find out more about myself and how to identify with emotions and feelings and share it with other people.
I started to realize that the effort and the work I put into this project wasn't for a grade, but for all of the people I represented through this project. I had one chance to tell their stories, to show people that music has power and it changes lives. The trade-off of giving time and energy really was something small compared to what I received in return. I realized that teaching and playing music wasn't something I was doing for the community, it was something that was connecting me to the community. If I were to do this project again, I'd include a bigger group of people so that new perspectives and stories could be brought in. What makes this project so worthwhile is that music and art can touch everyone and can reach every heart.